After 4 years of no news, suddenly we had one small development, and that development came from the most unlikely person, that was Nazri Aziz. So obviously, any inquisitive mind would say something must have happened. It is not possible that out of nowhere, Nazri Aziz came and cleared Musa Aman and Michael Chia without anything. If you know I know, you help me, I help you. That's how I know. If you know I know, Nazri Aziz wouldn't have said anything without getting something in return for that. So of course, you know, when you know and you had doubts that something could have happened, the first thing that you need to do, and I'm telling you how to be a private investigator. If you have doubts and you think that something had happened, nowadays the first thing that you should do, you should go and Google, you know. You Google, after a few runs of Googles, we realize that there's a lot of rumors about Michael Chia and Nazri Aziz's son and Nazri Aziz. About how close Nazri Aziz's son, one by the name of Nadim, with Michael Chia. About how this one particular young boy living a lifestyle of billionaire and having access to so many sports cars, one of which was rumored to belong to Michael Chia. Fine. I mean, that's how I follow any leads. The same way with Shahrizad Jalil. Of course, UMNO and Barisan Nasional alleged that we had the help of the Jews and the CIA. It was not hard at all. You know, how did we trail and discover Shahrizad Jalil's condominiums in Singapore? We checked her Facebook. I'm not making jokes, it's true, you know? Because they put all the photos and the glitter of their very expensive restaurants in Singapore on the Facebook. And then after you trace, you get the address of the restaurants. All you need to do is to go to Singapore, impersonate a traveler. Supposedly I'm Lancong daripada Malaysia, I just want to taste how good beefs feel in Singapore. Sit down, call the waitress, borak with the waitress, and Shahrizad Jalil was good enough to train the waitress so well that for one question I asked, he gave 4 answers. Not hard at all. That's how we discovered the condominium in Singapore. So likewise, that's exactly what we did with the Hummer. You know, you went to internet, you sort of know that in Malaysia, when there are strong rumors about something, it must be true. The rumors must be true. So my job was only to find evidence to substantiate the rumor. So I needed 2 things. I needed evidence that the car belonged to Michael Chia. And secondly, I needed evidence that the car was used or in possession of Nadim's himself or the family. So that was the easy one. So what we did was we know where he lived. So we all went menyamar. I have pens and I have caps. You know, nowadays you can buy a pen RM100. You tekan, dia boleh record people. So be very careful when you talk to me, you know. You never know what I was recording. So it was very easy. You just lalu lalang, you know. After a while, you know exactly at what time he leaves the condominium, where he goes, what the routine, you know exactly where the car is parked. So that wasn't difficult at all. It just takes a bit of careful surveillance that you can do, any one of you can do out of hobby from time to time. The more difficult one, actually, after we got the video and we knew that it was used by Nadim's family, not by himself, okay? This is how ridiculous the country is. At a time when a normal family, a normal young graduate struggles to pay car installments every month, even if you buy my V, for a minister's son, a Hummer worth 500,000 ringgit is not good enough for him. He drives a sports car. The Hummer is actually given to the bodyguard and the personal driver and the maid. So that in one video I capture how the maid went in, buka the boot, the belakang boot tu is like macam-macam ada, it's like kedai kopi where the maid put everything. So after a while, we realized that they move in convoy. Nadim or the wife and the family actually moved in a different car, but Hammer and the bodyguard and the personal driver, the other one, will tail Nadim anywhere he goes. So I got that proof. The difficult one is to prove that the car belongs to Michael Chia, because I have no access to JPJ, and I can't call Michael Chia and try to impersonate JPJ. I mean, that's not a good idea. So I think we were staying up until about 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, how are we going to get this evidence, until all this debate about AES came to our mind, you know. Do you know if there is MyEG system and JPJ system? Yeah. So we were trying our luck. All you needed was 2 pieces of information. You needed the IC number, and it's not difficult to get Michael Chia's IC number. He's under all sorts of investigation. You can just Google all the details. That's easy. And we had the car registration, so all you needed to do was to go to JPJ and MyEG, enter the car registration number and IC, and voila, you have. Luckily, Michael Chia forgot to pay 1 summon in March 2011. So, you know, an advice as well, if you get summoned, if you have something to hide, make sure you buy out all the summon. And from there, my friend, I mean, that's how the story turned out. From there, I think Nazri was caught off guard. Finally, I think there was a strong proof that, I don't know, he denies it. To him, there is nothing wrong that while he, in his position as a minister responsible for law enforcement in this country and a de facto law minister, to him there is nothing wrong for him to go to parliament and declare that so and so is cleared from corruption investigation, when at the same time his family through the son actually benefit financially from the accused. He said there is nothing wrong with it because I don't sleep with my son, I don't know what my son does. You know, even in the heat of the moment, our hero can still become a hero. He still wants to become a hero. He compared himself to Shahrizad Jalil, and he said that my case is not the same as Shahrizad Jalil, because Shahrizad Jalil, she slept with the husband. She must know what the husband does. That's the logic only in UMNO Barisan Nasional. Anyhow, the real issue is, it's just one case. Nazri Aziz is just one case. I'm sure if all of you adopt a similar hobby that I have, which is to stalk minister, you will find not just Hummer, you will find Ferrari, Porsche, everything. You will see how the kind of lifestyle they have every day at the expense of the public. You will see how, as YBNI said, they live with impunity. Corruption is nothing to them. Whatever is happening down there, they are totally detached from the reality on the ground, that when we complain that the prices of goods, daily goods are expensive, they say that kalau you tak cukup duit, you jangan makan lah. That's how UMNO Barisan Nasional is. That's why it's almost about 30 minutes, right? I have to rush to another trauma. That's why, my friend, I think a lot of people ask why nowadays more and more you see younger people leave our comfort zone and come forward. I don't plan to be in politics, I got cheated. I came in because I thought that I was joining state Selangor as a civil servant. I wanted to do that. But once you are in Pakatan Rakyat government, once you understand what they are trying to do, and once you know the kind of attacks and pressure and sabotage that they were facing, even people like me, although I never had intention to be in politics in the first place, it is an obligation to come and join and defend what they are trying to do. A lot of people ask, why is it that nowadays you see people getting bolder and bolder? In my case, it's very simple, because half of my feet is already in prison. So, you know, a very dangerous thing that Barisan Nasional forgets is that when you push somebody up against the wall that he has nothing to lose, then he has nothing to lose. I mean, if you are facing a 400 million suit and then a 3-year jail sentence, I mean, getting chased out of Parliament and not being able to do press release in Parliament is a small thing. I will do it under pokok bawah Parliament after this. But we must continue. This is our best chance, and we go in and out of Sabah, of Sarawak and Johor almost every week. I came back from Penampang, from Keningau, the heartland of Pairing Kitingan's cause support last week. At 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there were about 2,000 people coming to hear ceramah. Unheard. The wave of change is coming, whether we like it or not. Whether BN likes it or not, change is coming. What we have to make sure is that we continue to push for change so that irrespective of how many phantom voters they can smuggle into our electoral rolls, because of the support from genuine Malaysians who want for change, for every single phantom voter that is smuggled in, we will make sure there are 5 new young voters who will support Pakatan. I would like to end, this is one hope, apart from reiterating what YPL is asked. If you can donate, it would help us. But I think what is most important is that UMNO and Barisan Nasional is under pressure every day. They want to call election as soon as possible, but conditions and support on the ground does not allow it. Every time Najib wants to call for an election, when he summons for the grassroots report, he thinks that he will lose. And he would ask for another 2 to 3 months so that they can smuggle more phantom voters into the electoral rolls. That's how it has been happening, I think, for the last 1 year. So your job, our collective duty, is that to go back and make sure every single one who has not registered, go and register as soon as possible, because that is the best defense against cheating in the election that Najib would like to do to rob the election result from us in 2 or 3 months' time. Can you do it?
Yeah!
Okay, so I can... thank you very much. I mean, as I say, that's not my normal script. I hope to see you again. And I would love to be on the Dream Machine. But then again, maybe when the AP has more ceramah, I'll see you more in and around. Thank you very much.